Kevin shows me just who I picked to work with.
Should we?
That fake idol, I was just like, what and why?
I don't know what. I don't know what the point about that was.
Now we're at this point in time where there's starting to be rumors about me having an idol, right? Well, how do I defend myself? I play a fake idol, right? And I'll be like, Sarah A has been spreading all this bullshit about me.
Because here's Kevin's master plan. I was like, I cannot believe that in the past, like, couple of hours, this is what you came up with. Like, I cannot believe that this is how much he is underestimating the intelligence of the people we are working with.
I could have also played a fake idol, you know what I mean? Anyone could have done it. Like, it doesn't really seem like a power play to me. Like,
It was weird.
you could have the real idol and a fake idol.
Okay, so you're not using your real idol.
I think the fake idol was to take suspicion off if he did have the real idol. That way we would
I
think
thought
that
it
it's
was
like
the real idol. Because he does this eyebrow thing. Like I was his little tell. And like one time I was talking about the idol, he like did the eyebrow thing really quickly. So I thought he had it.
Oh wait,
He could still have it. We'll know.
Yeah.
We'll know like when we get another clue if it's gone.
I did not think he had the idol. He didn't tell me he did. I mean, you know, I trusted him, so.
Yeah.
Really?
I know other people on like our team though that did not, absolutely did not have it.
And I'm starting to see that things are crumbling a little bit.
We're all pretty
have like 99% suspicions that he.
Yeah. And so sorry, but that's
No,
why
I
we
really
didn't leave
thought-
because we just like we didn't
No,
know
honestly,
if you
were
like,
going to
told them.
blindside Kevin, like, I completely get why you didn't tell me. And if
Yeah,
you really
that
did
was,
think
like-
that he had the idol, like,
He played his fake idol, went home with the real idol in his back pocket.
Survivor Abby feels great. I feel like on top of the world.
Okay, I'm ready. Kevin picked me second, and then he voted me off. It's fine. He got voted off, so he loses. I win. I keep going.
Kevin really trusted me. I had him wrapped around my finger.
I'm just a little thrown back. I think Kevin really got what he deserved. So Kevin, I hope you're watching this. You got what you deserve. Don't try to play me because you got played by other people.
At the time, like when I first talked to Kevin, it made sense to work with him. Like he seemed like he knew what he was doing. A lot of my info was coming from him, but it just turns out that he was completely wrong about like so many things and was just overconfident about everything and overplaying.
I know you guys were getting your information about Kevin from Sarah, but, like, don't think that means you can trust her. Oh, she was telling us
0% trust her.
We don't trust either of them.
Zero.
That's the
I
thing.
just wanted to make sure you knew, like, it
Yeah.
wasn't like one or the other. Like, they, like,
No,
yeah.
yeah. That's why
Leaders
it's like
being sneaky.
right?
I'm telling you.
They are.
Yeah.
They were together. They were in cahoots, and
That's
yeah.
I learned my lesson. I've learned my lesson. These people, they're gonna see me change.
she
I'm
has
a
no
changed person today. Also, I really need to talk to people more because I had no idea what was going on. And I was just really taken aback. I think I talked to more people on Ohana than I did with people on Cerulean. And then I asked Kevin what was up, and he told me to vote for Maggie, which I was gonna vote for Maggie anyway because I said last week I was going to.
She voted for Maggie, and I asked her later, like, so why did you vote for Maggie?
What'd you base your vote off of? Like
Well, last week in my confession, I said I was gonna vote Maggie off, so that's why.
okay.
So I felt like I had to stick to my word.
Yeah.
Thinking, like, what kind of logic is that? She literally didn't make any promises to anybody except for she's herself. You know, Lucy, you do you. You do you, okay? Yeah.
So I guess, like, I want to see it coming. Like, I don't want to be blindsided. Am I the next one?
Oh no.
Are you sure? Because, like, if I am, I know that there's not anything I can do. So if you do tell me, like, I get it.
I'm not calling the shots, like me personally.
I mean, I don't think any of us are calling the shots.
But if I have it my way, you're not going next.
Okay.
You gotta trust me on that. I just said that in my confession too.
Okay. Because, I mean, you know, I don't want to, and I'm not, like,
Right.
I'm
You're
not,
here
like,
to
giving
play.
up,
You're
but,
here to
like,
play.
I do, like, know my place more now.
Okay, yeah.
And, like, you know, I was, like, where y'all are now, that's where I was, like, on my old tribe. So, like, I understand, like, how it is and how, like, you're, I don't know. Like, I get how it is from your side, and so, I don't know, I guess I just, like, wanted, I don't know, like, what do I What do you think I should do? Like,
Alright, so I talked to Kevin earlier and said good luck at Tribal or whatever. I didn't know when it was, but apparently it was tonight. And I'm really interested to see what happened. So I texted Bailey and she said to call her. Which means shit went down and I am ready for it.
I'm screwed, basically.
Ooh.
Sarah apparently knew, Sarah A on your tribe knew that Kevin is an idol.
Yeah.
And told everybody.
Yeah.
So they voted him off. But after they voted him off, they were all just being so, like, condescending and, like, basically, like, making fun of the fact that they blindsided Kevin.
This video is because I didn't get voted out and Kevin did.
Ohana is close. They're working together. And they're mean. Stick together as cerulean.
Yeah.
For the love of God, stick together.
Yeah, no, I already talked to everyone from Cerulean and that's the plan. Yeah, I'm heated. And I don't know why. I really wanted Kevin to stay in this game. I'm pissed that he's gone. Kevin was a big character, and I knew he'd always be a threat before me. I knew he had the idol. I wanted Bailey and Kevin to use the idol successfully, knock out some of the old Ohana, break some bonds there, and start building up things in their direction. I really trust Bailey for some reason, despite her being super paranoid and crazy, and actually I don't trust her that much. Also, can we talk about how we're down to 4 guys? 4 guys. I hate guys versus girls, but we are down to 4 guys. And that's absolutely nuts. We started with 9 and we're down to 4. And if we keep voting them off, we're all fucked. We're all fucked. We're probably fucked now. I can't even tell anyone that Kevin got voted out because then they know I talked to Bailey and everyone thinks Bailey's a fucking insane paranoid bitch, which she kinda is.
So I did not know Kevin was going home. He called me at like 9:30 that night before Tribal and was like, Sarah, you're terrible. Basically, I can't believe you did what you did. Don't tell people information. Be careful, sweetie. And I'm just like, Kevin, I don't have time for your bullshit. Leave me alone. I'm working on a project. Goodbye.
And Sarah, you're just a fucking snake. You've literally ratted out one of your closest allies. You guys looked for an idol together, found the idol, and you continuously talk about him day in and day out. You talk to him about everything going on both tribes. You guys have exchanged so much information.
I feel like most of my game has been working with Kevin, but he's done a lot of sneaky things that I'm not proud of, so I'm glad I'm not working with him anymore.
And you literally want to work with him at Merge. You were asking me if I wanted to work with him. You were asking Mike if he wanted to work with him. You were asking everyone to work with him at Merge.
So I found out right after Tribal, because they posted it in like the Ohana original group me, that like, I think they posted it there, that Kevin was gone.
You were putting it out there. You wanted to have an app merge. So why would you tell everyone on your fucking tribe that he has an idol?
That was the plan, and they were really scared. Apparently he played the fake idol, which was stupid. Also, it looked really bad. So, try harder next time.
Whenever we lose, you're on the block. You are going to be in trouble. And so, hopefully you did not find that fucking idol. And if you did, don't worry, because I'm gonna bullshit my way to make sure you also get voted off as an idol. Then, you, Daniel, and Kevin can all be voted off before merge. And your dreams of making it to the final with your friends can go goodbye. Fuck off, Sarah.
Hey Survivor, happy Ash Wednesday. Yes, I know there's stuff on my forehead. People have been saying that all day. Texted Lucy about it and heard that they ended up voting out Kevin, my former tribe leader and their old tribe leader now, and he played some sort of fake idol. I have no idea how you would get one of those, if you would make one. I have no idea. But basically walked out of the elimination eliminated with the real idol in his pocket. And so he basically choked. We're not really sure what this means for their dynamic now. It kind of makes me think that Bailey is the one with the target on her back because she just lost her biggest ally, and Kevin met with Nick and Mike last night.
I've had a conversation with Jack. I've had a conversation with Sarah, and then I also got into a conversation with Sheedy.
And we talked a lot of strategy and a lot of plans going forward, and
said like me, Mallory, Jack, her, and Bree as an alliance. So she's just, I guess, throwing everything out there.
Yeah, I got a coffee with her the day before our challenge, and yeah, she was definitely like, yeah, me, you, and Bree for sure. And I'm like, right. I mean, girl thing? I don't know. But
I'm gonna slit your throat after this. It's just like, why would you want to play with them?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just feeling like a pawn in someone else's game.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting you say that because when I talked to Sarah A earlier this week, she was saying that when they were Ohana, that they were an all-girl alliance.
Yeah,
and that
she
was
also
just
said
the
that
way
to
that
me.
was how it worked over there.
But then Abby was talking about she was on the outside.
And then they also voted Maggie. So I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going on.
I truly don't think it adds up.
Yeah.
I think she's playing a crazy game. I'm not really sure what to make of her. I personally don't want to work with her going forward.
yeah, so Kevin was not a terrible leader, an okay leader.
I think she's implying I'm a better leader. Yes. So yeah. Compared to Kevin.
We'll see. We'll see.
Who knows?
Right now there isn't someone I don't trust, but they definitely could be targets.
Just found out that you're telling everyone everything they want to hear. You want an alliance with me, Mallory, yourself, Bree, and Jack. And you want Mike and Sheedy out. But you also just talked to Mike like yesterday or the day before saying you wanted him, you, Abby, Kevin.
Probably should have played my actual idol.
And then someone else that merged to have a super alliance. And didn't even mention me or Mallory.
So I feel really close to Bree. I still feel like she's my #1 girl in this game.
I am losing a lot of trust in Sarah Avery right now.
So I'm really glad I got to pick her. I'm glad it wasn't just random.
Why would you expose your alliance to someone on the other side? I'm sorry, what the fuck? Oh my gosh.
I don't know, I think the Bunny Alliance is kind of already falling apart.
Am I crazy? That doesn't make sense.
I say, in my mind, the Bunny Alliance effectively is dead.
So hopefully after this week we can start getting rid of some cerulean, take out Abby, keep getting rid of cerulean, then get down to like the 6 of us. So.
Come on in, guys. Ohana getting your first look at the new Cerulean tribe. Kevin voted out at the last tribal council. Alright, first things first. Ohana, I need tribal immunity back. Thank you. Alright, tribal immunity is not back up for grabs. Today, you guys will be playing for individual immunity. Individual immunity necklace is what you want today. Because this week, both tribes will go to tribal council.
I called it. Okay, sorry. That was great.
You will all compete. The winner of each tribe will be safe this week. Second place on each tribe will win an advantage in the game. First place overall, the winner of the 13 people left, will choose which tribe goes to tribal council first this week. So for today's challenge, we're gonna have you in a line balancing a ping pong ball on a plate. You will hold the plate out in front of you with one hand. If the ball falls off the top of the plate, you are out. After 5 minutes, we will add another ball. After another 5 minutes, you will stand on one leg. 5 minutes after that, we're gonna add more plates and more balls. The last person on each tribe standing wins immunity. Again, second place on each tribe will win an advantage in the game. First place overall chooses who goes to tribal council first this week. Everybody understand?
Yes.
I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1. This challenge is on. Everybody looking steady so far. Not a lot of movement. We're about a minute in. Cheaty drops, and Cheaty is out of this challenge.
Filibuster. Yeah, read us some Dr. Seuss.
What if I had any on me? One fish, two fish.
Guys, I found a fake idol.
At tribal.
Oh, I did too, Maggie.
I have a question. Can I blow it? Like, to center it?
You may blow your own ball.
Don't do that.
And this challenge is back on. Another 5 minutes. Everybody is going to stand on one leg if you are still in. This round is going to be a little bit harder. Sam checking his phone.
You get out that fucking air horn.
Even looking at the balls. 4, legs up. 3, 2, 1, and this challenge is back on. The ball's moving all over, and Bree drops, and Bree is out of this challenge. Mallory all the way turned around trying to figure this out.
Oh.
Jack, Mallory.
Good recovery.
Mallory is out of this challenge. We are at 2.5 minutes for this round. Lucy's balls fall off the plate, and Lucy is out of this challenge.
Are you telling me Lucy's balls dropped?
Jack with a lot of movement. Safe it.
Oh,
Sarah.
Right.
Jack balls fall off, and Jack is out of the challenge. Means Mike and Nick, one of them will be safe this week, the other will receive an advantage in the game. Nick, out of the challenge, Nick will receive an advantage. Mike is still fighting. You guys want to
Great save. Mike was out of the ground. We are down.
I might just get out.
We're down to 2 people.
I don't know.
Abby and Sam talking about who wants immunity, who wants the advantage in the game. Abby is out of the ground. Sam wins immunity for Cerulean. Alright, Sam, congratulations. Come grab immunity.
It's like Titanic.
Holy tight. There you go. Congratulations. You are safe this week, along with Mike. And I have an advantage in the game for Abby and Nick. Come grab it. You may open it by yourselves or with other people. It is yours to do what you want with. Last thing, Sam, you won overall. It is now your choice which tribe is going to go to tribal council first this week.
Okay. Yeah, we want to go first.
All right, Cerulean is going to go to tribal council first. Ohana will go second this week. That's all I got for you. Grab your stuff. Head on out.
Psych! Y'all ain't having tribal immunity. Y'all are doing individual immunity. Because fuck you, both of you guys are going to tribal, and everyone who has midterms this week has to suffer. Thanks, Cooper. Thank you so much. You are so helpful. Another twist. Second place gets an advantage in the game. Do I want the advantage? Yes. Do you know why I want the advantage? Because I want to know what it is. Do I actually want to use the advantage, or do I want that target on my back? No. No. Actually, winning this advantage is probably only going to hurt my game. So, why? Why do I have to win this advantage? Let's not.
I could have gone longer, but I was like weighing my options. I was like, listen, Sam and I are both allies, so it doesn't really matter who gets what. Neither of us are really in danger this week anyway, so it didn't really matter. And I wanted that clue, so I dropped.
And at that point, I knew I was going to win the advantage or win immunity if Jack dropped. Or I was going to lose and Jack gets an advantage or something in the game that I don't want him to have. So I'm sitting there, my hands are shaking. I have 2 balls at this point, 2 hands. I'm like this. I'm like, please, Jack, please drop, please already. I'm just freaking out, please, praying, and then Jack's struggling, oh, Cooper's talking, my hands are going like this, please stay. Jack drops, and I'm like, oh, yes, fuck me. And so I got second, and I got the advantage, which was good, and also bad, because I got the advantage. I have a ballroom competition later, so I'm going straight to my dorm. I'm going to pack up my stuff for ballroom. I'm going to look at my advantage, see what it is, and then go to ballroom. Until skirt, it's a fucking idol clue. An idol clue.
Just got back from the challenge. I got second place, so I got a clue. I think it's an advantage, so we're about to open this bitch. Yeah, it is. You may just get, okay, find 2 large hands that you've surely seen. Look near the ground and under the green.
You may just get lucky and catch the ring. Be the first to find it and safety it will bring. Okay, that's good.
Went to the bell tower because that's where the logical place was to go.
and Nick was there.
So I'm fucking sprinting over to the clock tower because I know it's at that clock tower, and I'm gonna look for the idol as much as I can until I have to leave. I'm searching. And then I look up, and there's Abby. Searching for the same idol I'm looking for. She has more time than I do, and I'm fucked. I want to keep an eye on Abby this entire time, so if she finds it, I need to make sure I know she finds it. And I want to see her grab it. And so I go up to Abby, and I say hi, pretty much. This is my first time actually talking to Abby. It's awkward. We both know what we're doing.
After I got frustrated, I was like, okay, well, I need to leave. Like, I need to go home. I had to drive 3 hours, and it was already like 6 p.m. and I was like, it's dark, so I need to like go. So then I shared it with my like main alliance from New Cerulean, the 4 of us. So I shared it with those 3, and then I was like, well, I hadn't even gotten these messages, but Jack had messaged me earlier on Facebook, and I found them like the next day, and he was like, if you give me the clue, I'll look and I'll give the idol to you, no strings attached, because I know we had that pact last time we were looking for an idol. I'm driving in my car, and I was like sending a voice message. I was like to Maggie, I was like, I'm driving, I can't send Jack the clue, send Jack the clue. So then we sent him the clue, and then he looked for like a long time, like hours. He couldn't find it. So we don't really know what the deal is.
All of a sudden, someone else I know rolled up. Camera pans, and it's Jack. Jack, hi. How'd you find out that the idol that we just got a clue to is here? Right here. And then Sarah rolls up too. Sarah actually rolls up, and she also has the clue. I'm just sitting there like, well, Ohana, it's a family, and family means nobody gets left behind. And I'm like, yeah, but somebody's gonna get left behind when they don't have a fucking idol, so why didn't you keep it secret, Abby? Why didn't you keep it secret?
We're not finding anything, we're just going up and down the bushes. You know, there's a little side bush area where I kind of go check out. You know, there's some green on the ground, I look through there, there's nothing. Eventually Nick has to go to his ballroom dancing. Eventually Sarah X has to go to a movie with her friend. But I just had like this weird feeling, this weird draw towards this corner that was right by the clock tower, where there's, you know, this big shrubbery thing and all this like green grass on the ground. So I'm looking through there, like I'm not really seeing anything, and I decided to go into my ninja mode. And I start, you know, maybe crawling way under there. It might be way under this bush, and I see this little bag. Pull it out. There it is. Idol number 2.
What do we have here? Ooh. This is so awkward. I have one just like this already. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, can I return it, maybe? Good stuff. I don't know what more to say. Oh my god. So.
Hey.
Hello? You know, just at the apartment, I just got done playing some chess. Just chilling with the necklace.
Oh, cool. Do you want to see?
How about you?
Do you want to see a little magic trick, real quick? All right. So there's this right here, and.
Yeah, there's one.
All right, ready?
It's nice.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! There's 2 of them.
Wait a second. See, double jack. What is this?
What? There's 2. I don't know, I guess there was a part of me that maybe wanted to keep it like secret from everybody, but like I wanted there to be at least one person in this game that's kind of like looking out for like what other people think of the idol, what like, you know, and like trying to like talk with about how to use the idol. On a whim impulse, decided to tell Maggie. And I think and like the situation just having 2 idols kind of made me feel okay about like Maggie knowing about one. I have the idol. I don't think that she would tell anybody about this idol. I mean, you know, I'm more worried about her obviously than Sam. Literally, the clock started like chiming while I was just like.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so.
And like originally, I was actually like planning on just like telling the whole tribe. Thankfully, I slept on it. And, like I really kind of like thinking over. I'm like, that's like so dumb. Like, that's JT level move in Heroes vs. Villains. This JT is gonna do much better with his idols.
Because I ultimately know Jack is the most powerful person in the game right now. It is not a question that he is the most powerful person in the game.
I don't think that he will flip on me. Like, there's a chance that he will, especially now he knows that I have 2. But I've made it very clear to him, like, this whole time, like if you want an idol, I will give it to you. Like, if you need to use it for whatever reason, I will literally just, like, give it to you. Like, I don't think there's any reason for him to vote me up. He does, and that's 2 idols that, like, he doesn't get to use, so.
He needs to be taken out before it's too late. He has 2 idols. It means if he gets to, like, the final 7, he can just play them and make final 5 and win immunities, and, like, I want to sit next to Jack in the end.
Okay, so Bree.
I'm meeting with Nick later today.
So what are you thinking for this week?
You're actually first with Nick, so I'm not necessarily sure. I love her energy. She's super bubbly. She's just like very exciting and very fun to talk to. Her and her little fanny packs and just her entire vibe is just really, really exciting. I love having conversations with her. She's a joy.
I'm suspecting that after we got Kevin out, that Cerulean is going to get their crowd together and possibly try to blindside us. But like, since I'm expecting it won't really be that much of a blindside.
I talked to Nick earlier today, and he said he'd be down to vote Cheaty.
Cheaty.
He told me the same thing.
Yeah.
He said he'd be okay with getting rid of Cheaty.
And Cheaty's like obviously not gonna be a threat.
Yeah.
She doesn't really do anything for the tribe. I'm still going with the for the tribe thing to make us stronger, even though I'm pretty sure we're merging at the end of the week.
I know Cheaty because I've talked to Kevin before, and I know Cheaty's on the bottom. But like we all kind of knew she was on the bottom to begin with.
Yeah, she just like doesn't talk that much, so.
Yeah. And she doesn't seem to super like participate or be like energized about it.
She
So it's
isn't.
like
My relationship with Nick still stands of like, oh, I still want to work with you, but I really don't. But hopefully he still believes that and keeps me here this week.
And then I just had a very, very interesting conversation with Mike.
Right. At long last, Jack and I were able to meet up.
So I went into the conversation first and said, like, he was like, so who would you want to target this week? So of course I kind of like had to go like, yeah, I kind of like, I would vote for like Cheaty. Like, it seems like she's not really into this, like blah, blah, blah.
The most obvious thing that I think we would be able to get a good majority on is just voting out Cheaty, I think.
Yeah, no, Cheaty definitely is a quiet player. However, the one part I don't mind about keeping her around is the fact that she's really not a game threat.
That's true. I mean, that's kind of, I guess, like 2 sides of it. Like, you know,
exactly.
You keep her around because she's probably not gonna challenge you.
Yeah, I think she'd vote with me.
Okay, yeah, of course. So they're probably not gonna work with us on getting out Cheaty. So I kind of just very much just like changed gears like in that second, and I'm like,
is there someone on Old Ohana that you wouldn't care voting out?
Yeah, see, I actually was talking about this with Bree earlier today, and I think that we both, like, if it came to it, we would vote out Sarah A.
yeah, like I think that Sarah A is probably like somebody that like I'm really nervous about. Like, she's been very sketchy with her relationships with Kevin and kind of like the other tribe in general, and like she's been kind of, that's kind of like what I was saying to Mike, was that like, yeah, I don't really trust Sarah A. Like, I feel like if I had to vote out somebody like this week, it would be her. And then I kind of like, as a counterpart, or maybe he mentioned to me, I forgot exactly how it came up, where like we need to like kind of start thinking about the merge.
But I mean, if you think about post-merge, if we have you, like me, Mallory, and Nick, Sam and Sarah X, that alone is 6.
Yeah.
Kind of just decided to let some of my cards just like out on the table. I'm like, I feel really good about Sam. I feel really close with him. I feel really good about Sarah X. Like, I think if like the 3 of us work together with maybe some combinations of you, that'd be a very like valuable thing going into the merge.
Plus Cheaty's vote, 7, and we'll have the absolute majority post-merge.
You know, it's like, this actually makes a lot of sense. I don't know if like Mike is just like a master level manipulator and kind of making me think that this makes sense, but like really it kind of does make most sense for both of us.
And so we're thinking best case scenario, we pull Jack into our little group, and then at the merge, he's very close with Sarah X and Sam.
Like, it makes the most sense for me, like, to work with you
I
guys
think it does
and get
too.
a really strong alliance of
I mean,
like a combination of our two tribes.
It's obviously your game, but I really think it's the smartest move for you at this point.
Find a way to stay together all the way down to the final 7. I mean, allegiances change, idols get played, challenges happen. I mean,
Is like perfect for both of us if we can actually get that 3 together. I mean, that's like 7 people going into the that's numbers. That's it right there.
the odds of it happening exactly like that are pretty small, and we know that, but it's nice to have kind of a master plan working. So for this week, what we're thinking about is we're thinking that Sarah A potentially has an idol, and Sarah has been so kind to me and has met with me and talked with me, and I've formed a really, I think, nice bond with her, but she's a very dangerous player, and I think that you do kind of get to a point where you realize that tough choices have to be made, but it's kind of hard deciding how to do that and how to play this game with integrity, given that she's been so good to me during this time. So it's really hard to think that I might have to not necessarily lie to her, but not tell her all of the truth that I know. I'm hoping that if we do decide to split votes, maybe between her and Bree, that I might be one of the people who casts a vote for Bree, just because, I don't know, the idea of stabbing her in the back like that just seems, I don't know, it feels very Shakespearean, Julius Caesar kind of situation, but I don't know, I'm realizing more and more that, I mean, this is a game that has to get played in a certain way, and there are ways to play it with integrity, but eventually it just kind of has to be something that's not personal, and that's really hard because we've had a lot of personal conversations and I've gotten to know her as a person, so it's kind of hard to separate those two at times.
And I was so sad because I was right behind Sam and Abby, and if I just hung in there a little bit longer, I might have been able to make it. I really needed that immunity, or even the clue to the idol, like.
Anyways, it worked out really nicely because both Bailey and Lucy, they got neither an advantage nor individual immunity. And so I think our plan now is to get Bailey out.
To be fair, I was at a disadvantage. Sam and Abby are both in band and are used to having to like balance like that with their instruments and shit, so like.
And Bailey, she's more of like a strategic player, and she's gonna start talking to everyone. She probably has some people on the other tribe. And I was so proud of Mike for winning individual immunity on his tribe. That was really, really clutch, so.
And we don't think any idol is in play either, so that's also helpful.
We don't know. It's things that we don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Kind of we're talking earlier that neither of us really want the idol.
Yeah, because it's just, everyone freaks out about it and tries to get the person who has it out.
Like, Mike is my closest ally right now. I've decided that. Mike met with Jack, and Jack is on board with this post-merge 7 or 6 that we have going on. So that's good to know that I won't be like the only Ohana who's potentially flipping on everyone.
But it's also important that we keep in mind everyone's emotions and feelings so that they don't turn on us. So we almost have to instill some confidence in them that it's them in the final 5, final 3, etc. In order to make them feel like they are close to the nucleus of the post-merge alliance.
Yeah.
I still think I'm probably going home. I couldn't find the idol. I looked everywhere for it. I really think that Sarah, Abby, and Jack, one of the 3 has it. Like, they found it while they were together. And like, so Maggie met with us to try and get more info on the idol. Like, I'm pretty sure that's all she wanted out of meeting with me and Nick. So many of the things that she said were just like kind of confusing, especially based off of what we know from other people. But like, she's still my only hope, so I have to go with it. So that's fucked. And like, I've been thinking about this for so long. I'm like, how am I in this position? Like, how did this happen to me? Like, and the answer is Kevin. Like, And I'm just so fucking mad at Kevin. Like, I don't know, either way it would make more sense to vote for Lucy. I don't know. This whole thing is stupid, and I don't know. People are scheming, and I'm probably going home. But yeah, nothing makes sense, and I just have to go with Maggie, and that's basically where we're at.
Like, I want them both gone, obviously, but like, it's all about timing. So like, part of me leans toward Bailey because she's definitely a schemer and she plays the game. So if we don't get her out now, we might not be able to in the future. But then another part of me was like, I don't care if Bailey stays as long as I'm with her because she's not gonna get jury votes because everyone hates her. So then I'm like, but Lucy doesn't really deserve to go to merge because she hasn't played the game one single iota this entire time.
So I knew that me and Bailey were definitely in the outs. So I actually had planned and I decided I was going to talk to all the red team, the old red team, and try getting them to kind of be more neutral towards me. Here we are, just talking about the game and kind of see that I had some like strengths that I think they would want to keep. So yeah, that's what I did.
She's not the same kind of player that Bailey is. I hung out with Lucy earlier today, and I thought it was interesting. She said something like, yeah, I don't think anybody's lied yet in the game. I think that the lying will probably start maybe around like Final 7, Final 8. I was like, okay, I'm like, I think maybe there's been some lying. I was like, whoa, like this, alright.
Yeah, so like what are you thinking for? Like what are your plans like for how to move forward with it?
Moving forward with the merge, I'm probably going to stick with the people that I was chilling with on Cerulean. The red team hasn't done the kindness to the blue team. Like, I'm just like, I feel like with a switch.
We've had all the animosity, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm going to go back to my old alliance because I feel like I can actually trust them. The red team's just so shady.
I don't know why she would tell me that she's like gonna work with another alliance than I'm in.
They're so scary.
You know, let's say for sure we're getting rid of Bailey, right? And the other tribe, let's say they get rid of like Cheaty. Then Cerulean to be down 4-7 on Ohana. So like that would mean that you'd be like for sure in the minority, like 4 against 7. She's like, she kind of like, you know, looked out the distance like, oh, okay, like I think so. I'm like, I mean, yeah, that's how it is. Like that's how the numbers are. So like it might be better for you to just work more as a free agent, right? Like be willing to work with whoever. You know, kind of be open. She's like, yeah, no, I'm pretty open. Like,
Sam was like, Lucy, what do you think your plans are post-merge? She was like, I'll probably just work with my friends from the blue team. And we were like, oh, awesome, good to know you're gonna not be loyal to us post-merge, so.
New Cerulean might actually get Lucy out instead of Bailey. This is because Lucy kind of said a little bit too much to like Sam and Maggie. She told them that she's with Mike, Mallory, and Nick, and so now they're like, well, Bailey's a lone wolf, so we should get Lucy out first, which I'm like, all right, whatever, like we don't really need her in that post 7, which I guess it'll be like post 6 now.
the game is very open. I really don't know what I want to do at the merge, but I do know that like Jack is dangerous, and I'm willing to work with Cerulean. He has 2 idols, and is in the majority alliance the entire game. Like that's dangerous. So I'm gonna need to pull something together. Mallory and Lucy are perfect people to kind of be like, hey, this is what's happening, and just kind of tell them what to do.
So I've had a total of 1 conversation with Bree in person, and I kind of just stole her from Sarah. Bitch! Ah!
So I was like texting Maggie, I was like, I feel like Nick is lying to me, you know? Like, I feel like I'm gonna be their safe vote because they know I don't have the idol, and like they think Sarah has it. And honestly, like Maggie and I aren't really interested in working with Sarah A anymore. So you're like, you know what? Let's just like backstab her because like what was there to lose? So Maggie decided to use her friend from Florida's like phone number to make a GroupMe account to be Sarah Avery, saying that she is going to blindside Nick.
Okay. Alright, so apparently I have a really good conversation with Bree, because at 12 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night, like at midnight, or 1 a.m., she sends me a message. She goes, Nick, I have to tell you something. So, here comes the screenshot. And it goes, it's a conversation between Bree and Sarah. It goes, Bree says, hey, that's literally all it says. And then Sarah immediately goes, let's blindside Nick. He's sweet and I like him and all, but he probably has the idol. But there's the advantage at play, and apparently someone now is throwing my name. And that's scary. I might get votes this week.
This is wild. I'm like, the fact that like, first of all, the fact that like Maggie's crazy enough to think about making a fake group me. I'm glad. I'm like, that's the thing. Like, honestly, it's like, work with those who are like you, I guess, in a sense that like, so that way they're on your side.
Bree tries to defend me. She goes,
I say, but he would really be a great asset in the merge. Like, I think he would work with us. She says, we have the numbers, it doesn't matter. I just don't want his idol in the game.
Sarah continuously keeps trying to go, no, let's vote him out. I think we could get Mallory and I think we could get Sheedy on board because she's at the bottom. And I really have good faith in Mallory. So let's get Nick out. And I'm just sitting there like, wow. So, pass my dinner plate to Mallory. And then I pass it to Mike. And I'm like, hey guys, so you see this plate? Look at it. We're serving snake for dinner, and its name is Sarah. It used to be Sarah, at least. Now it's going to be called Roadkill and what we're voting out.
Tribal councils today, and we still haven't decided who to vote for.
Let's get rid of the snake.
Here we have
3/4 of Cupcake Alliance.
Yes. Jack couldn't make
making cupcakes and brownies.
And we have a cerulean egg.
And we're adding some love here. There's actually gonna be 3 of these. There's one.
Should I go ahead? A little dash of cerulean. Alright, so we just decided that every week we vote, we should make it like we all write something other than the actual name and like make it uniform. So it's like our signature move, you know?
Our Cupcake Alliance.
Although, like, if we don't want people to
pick up on it.
Yeah.
We just want our viewers to know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna send you a little clue.
I think some of our options are. And we know how to spell her name, but like we're gonna do some wordplay with wrong spelling. And then BAE.
Oh.
If we want to be a little nicer. With an underscore on. Oh. We're not gonna underscore the lie. Oh, this one's cute.
Alright, so I'm out here digging for this goddamn idol again. We're really not sure if anybody has it. The vote is in 2 hours. See?
That's not a hard one.
Scrap on all caps.
Or this.
That works too.
So, yeah, I just really need to make sure it's not in here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
Yep.
That would be bad.
We gotta tell Abby.
Oh yeah. She'll love this.
Yep, she will love this, that's for sure.
It's really fun to like scheme and stuff, you know? I think I'm gonna like start doing it more. Talking to some more people and kind of trying to get in the loop. It's definitely becoming more and more paranoia when you're not playing like the 1 day a week. We're still thinking about it constantly, and like I'll talk to some of my friends outside of Survivor and like I'll try explaining things to them and they're like, what if they're lying to you? I'm like, no, don't say that. But
It may not be a horrible idea to vote out Bree for us, because we don't have to risk Sarah A having the idol.
Okay. Or you could potentially split votes if I'm working with you.
Could we?
Okay, because
It might be hard.
If I can actually get Mike, Mallory, Nick, and Cheedy to split votes on Bree and Sarah, then if Sarah, Bree, and I all vote for, say, Cheedy, then Cheedy goes home.
or anybody we wanted to. We can choose any 3 of them other than Mike. So I think at this point I kind of just have to make the best decision of who I want to work for post-merge, not necessarily now.
So what's our line? What are we saying?
So yeah, we just remembered that Cupcake has correctly voted off the person every time. So I guess you could say that we get to have our cake and eat it too.
Alright guys, welcome to Tribal Council this week. Abby, we'll start with you. Obviously last week Kevin was voted out. Looked like the 4 Ohana members stuck together. Is that kind of what it is this week as well?
We haven't been like an exclusive group, like we're open to.
So Lucy, Abby mentions that the Ohana people are open to other things. Did you try to talk to them this week, maybe get them to flip on one of their own, or like working with Bailey, or what was up?
Yeah, I tried reaching out to everyone, and really just kind of get some like neutrality going with everyone to try like making even playing field a little bit, because now there's down like 2 people.
Sarah, would you say it's as simple as 4 versus 2 this week, or is it not how it appears from the outside?
Well, I think everyone's thinking like post-merge because we all think that the merge is coming up, so it's not all about just like what's on the tribe right now. It's also about like who you want to work with after the merge and your game after that. So I don't think it's as simple as it looks.
So Sarah brings up working with people after the merge. How do you try to take that into account when you vote this week?
So, who do you want to work with first? Okay, I think there are multiple things that go into it, right? Like, you need to look at, okay, who's going to be a threat later on, who's going to be a strategic threat, who might be on the opposite side of who I'm working with. You also need to look at who wants to work with me, who might be open to working with me later on. So I feel like there's a lot of things to consider in that, right? Like, who's going to be a threat? Who do I want to work with? Who, like, do I think would work with me? You know? So I think that it's a complex thing. A lot of things go into it, you know? It's not like an easy, cut and dry answer.
All right, Maggie, how about you? Would you say it's as simple as the 4 old Ohana, 2 new Cerulean? Obviously, you guys stuck together last week.
I don't know. I mean, we obviously know the 2 people on Cerulean less than the people we know on Ohana. And yeah, I mean, in terms of the vote, I think pretty clearly it probably will be like pretty split 4-2 or 4-1-1 or however it's gonna go, just because like right now, like we just, I don't know. That's the hardest answer.
So Bailey, obviously as one of the 2 Cerulean, how do you try to save yourself this week?
Well, I didn't want to like come right out and start being like, hey, don't vote me off, because that just looks like weird. And then I kind of just tried to like make my case, explain like why I felt like me like being in the game was going to be more helpful in the long run.
And I want to jump in there, yeah. I think, like, I just want to be clear, like, I think both of you made really good cases as to why you should still be in the game, and it's like, it's really just like, I don't want you guys to think that this was some easy decision, that it was like so clearly we've always wanted one person over another. Like, we have been like trying to weigh like who do we think would, you know, work to our advantage and who wouldn't, and like it's not like a personal thing is all I want to say. However it goes out. And it could not be.
In that respect, I think that I've been like really willing to work with like people like despite like previous events, and I know some people are worried about like my previous like allegiances to Kevin, but I think that I've shown that like what I've said has been honest, and like he's the reason I'm in this position. Like I really do not like want to avenge him right now at all. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Sounds good. It is time to vote then. Bailey, you're up.
We all already knew who I was voting for.
really hope it's Bailey going home this week and not me. Shockingly, I fought for you.
Alright, I go tally the votes.
Alright, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Alright, so I know we've had a lot going on this week, but I found this and it's fake, and I'm gonna play it just to like clear the air here.
Thank you. Alright, the rules of Survivor state that if someone plays a hidden immunity idol, all votes cast for that person will not count. This is not.
Oh, damn.
You're really hung up on that moment, aren't you? Aren't we all? Who is it?
Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Bailey. Lucy. Bailey. 2 votes Bailey, 1 vote Lucy, 3 votes Lucy. Sixth person voted out of Survivor machine, leaving the rest. Bailey, that's 4, that's enough. I'm reading your torch.
First girl, that's an accomplishment, right? Torch doesn't want me. Okay, can I just go? Like, come on.
Bailey. Travis. Time for you to go.
Can't say I didn't see this coming. First girl's kind of like a, I can say this, I was the first girl voted out. That's kind of cool. I wish the best of luck to everybody else. I think that this may not have been their smartest decision, but I don't know. They were all nice about it. No hard feelings, so yeah.
Alright guys, welcome to Tribal Council. We'll get right to it. Bree, let's start with you. So obviously there's 3 old Ohana, 4 old Cerulean. What's kind of the strategy for you 3 going into this?
Hoping and trusting that maybe we'll have on our side. You never know until votes are
So Sarah, is it you 3 trying to swing a vote from the other side? Or at this point are you just campaigning against your old Ohana members trying to save yourself?
I would never campaign against these guys, first off. But no, there are definitely like people you vibe with a little bit better than others, so that's kind of how I feel.
Nick, Sarah mentions vibing with others. Was there definitely people trying to work both sides? Ohana's talking to Ceruleans, or was it still divided?
I think when coming into this, I didn't really think of it as Cerulean versus Ohana, despite how clear that was. Our old Cerulean tribe actually wasn't as close as it seemed. We literally blindsided Mallory the first vote, and then the second vote someone volunteered to go out, and I was even still scared when someone volunteered to go out. So I don't think it was 2 clear divisions. I think we all just kind of came together and decided to form bonds based on who we liked most.
Mallory, Nick mentions that you weren't in on the first Cerulean vote.
Oh yeah, no.
Is Cerulean divided? Do you are the people that feel on the outs, or are you 4 united?
I think kind of just going off of what you said, I think that we kind of came at, I think, as pretty distinct units, because I think on the old Cerulean tribe we always viewed Ohana as
getting a little bit down in numbers. People have started talking about the merge a little bit. Does that change the game at all and who you might be trying to vote out this week?
Well, I think that I personally just want to find people that I would like to work with post-merge. So I came into this new tribe as, okay, let me see who's here, let me see who I want to work with. And I've kind of just been doing it like that since.
Mike, what's this vote going to be about? Is it about trust? Is it about keeping your numbers together? Is it about taking out a threat before the merge happens?
Yeah, I think this vote comes down to longer term kind of plans and strategies. I think what a lot of people were reiterating was, you know, we're almost getting to a point where it's not about are you red or are you blue, but who can you trust? Who have you developed those relationships with, and who do you want to continue to pursue those relationships with? So with that in mind, that's how I plan on voting, and I'd be willing to bet most people are planning on voting that way as well.
All right. Well then, Mike, you have immunity. Are you keeping that this week? Yes. All right. Then it is time to vote. Mike, you're up.
The irony is too real.
This is probably the riskiest vote I've participated in thus far. We'll see if it pays off.
You're probably going home if things going according to plan.
All right, I'll go tally the votes. All right, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Not today, Cooper.
All right, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. Sarah. Bree. Chidi. 1 vote Sarah, 1 vote Bree, 1 vote Chidi, 4 votes left. Sarah. Bree. 2 votes Bree, 2 votes Sarah, 1 vote Chidi, 2 votes left. Sarah. 7th person voted out of Survivor Michigan, leaders and best. Sarah. That's enough. Come to Mirror Torch.
At least I get to join Matthew's spin.
That is true. Sarah, the tribe is split. Time for you to go. Alright, congratulations on making it through another vote. The merge is right around the corner, so the game is about to get even more crazy. Grab your stuff, head on out. Good night.
It was well played. I figured Bree lost trust in me after last week when I asked her a couple of things, so kind of figured she was behind one of those votes.
I really, really like you. You're an awesome person. It's not personal though.
Thanks, Cooper. It was nicely played. Nicely done.
I'm splitting votes between you and Sarah. I'm sorry, Sarah, that you're probably going home if things going according to plan. You're still our team mom. You're great.
I kind of suspected it, but didn't really want to believe it, so it's okay. I tried my hardest. Good job for them. Hope